New balls developing on both the Williams sisters. A dog has run onto the court and it's beaten Tim Henman. There's no strawberries left, you'll have to have chips. As the Scottish man holds the Wimbledon trophy aloft, the earth opens and swallows him whole.
Oh, my goodness, that's a double fault. One for being a woman, the other for being German.
What a newsreader would never say.
You've sent in your emails and we've been reading them, and my, aren't you a bunch of racist bigots?
If you've taped that earthquake to enjoy later and don't want to know how many died, look away now.
Wimbledon news now, and Tim Henman, you know the rest.
Well, time for your own regional news now. I'm off for a dump. See you in 10.
The worst thing to hear over a tannoy system.
Would the parents of the child that fell into the tiger enclosure please come to Lost Property to collect her shoes?
The plane's about to land in Glasgow. Passengers are reminded to set their watches back 25 years.
Unlikely lines from the final Harry Potter book.
Harry had always thought that he'd meet his death at the hands of Voldemort, so imagine his surprise when the doctors told him that he was HIV positive. As the old man stood in front of him in his robes, clutching his wand, Harry regretted transferring to Catholic school.
Unlikely lines to hear in an episode of Doctor Who. Bad ways for Gordon Brown to address the nation.
You can take our lives, but you'll never take our freedom.
This isn't my sporran. It's Hazel Blair's asking for a promotion. You thought Tony Blair was a Watch this.
Unlikely lines to hear on a science programme.
Which is faster, a dog or a crossbow bolt?
And that's how God created the world in 7 days.
Hello, my name's Jade Goody.
Cure for acute depression may be just around the corner. Oh, here it is. A train.
And as the mighty lion shakes the life out of this tiny gazelle, I feel strangely horny.
Questions omitted from the British citizenship test.
Is there any chance you could represent us in the 2012 Olympics? In which case, you're in.
Do you like the music of Shawada?
The worst thing to hear on holiday.
Welcome to Butlins.
Let me feel your arm. Let me see your teeth. Take him.
You must be the only person in the hotel who isn't going to the Star Trek convention.
Unlikely lines to hear in a TV show.
Hello and welcome to Mock the Week After Dark. I'm Dara O'Brien, and this is my penis. And now over to Kate Humble, who's going to kick the face off a badger. On this week's Time Team, Tony Robinson goes round to Fred West's old house.
And now over to Sean for a blind stab at the weather.
Weird things to see on a road sign.
Fancy a shag? Park and ride, 200 yards.
Amarillo, this way.
You are entering Scotland. No salad for 200 miles.
Unlikely things to hear in the House of Lords.
Would anyone like to swap a packet of Space Raiders for some Dairy Dunkables?
That, gentlemen, is the motion. And now I will clear it up.
Bad things to hear on an airplane.
In the event of the cabin decompressing, oxygen masks will drop from the ceiling and untangling them will annoy you before you die.
Bad things to hear on an airplane.
The only thing less likely than surviving crashing into the sea is the Coast Guard hearing the whistles on your life jacket. Will the fat people please move to the back of the plane?
Punch it, Chewie.
OK, the worst person to be married to.
Meh.
Brace yourself, Agnes. It's that time of year again. When I said I was a positive person, I meant HIV.
He's my dad. We do everything together.
He sleeps in the bed with us, OK? Don't make me choose between you and the wolf.
Things an athletics commentator would never say.
There's a white man in the final of the 100 metres. Good luck with that. And in the slow-motion replay, you can quite clearly see his cock swinging from side to side.
The worst thing to say when running for US president.
I would like you to call me President Shawada.
Unlikely small ads.
Would you like no strings attached sex? Contact my whore of an ex-wife.
Worried about hair loss? You bald bastard.
Dog available to good home. Free prawn crackers with every delivery.
Excerpts from DVDs I wouldn't sell.
I'm afraid the only thing you're going to be fighting for some time, Bond, is HIV. Here's looking at you, kid, is why I'm in a Cambodian jail.
3 Love. I'm Ann Widdecombe, and this is Naked Table Tennis.
Ah, Frodo, you're hurting me! When I said you should destroy the ring.
What a news reporter would never say.
Reports of a mystery man loitering in the area turned out to be me.
Even amidst the devastation of this earthquake, there are still stories of hope. I found a man's wallet.
Unlikely letters to be read out on Points of View.
Dear BBC, I watched a light entertainment programme on your network the other night that wasn't hosted by Graham Norton. Is he ill? Dear BBC, well, it's now 30 years down the line, and I'm no closer to owning a robotic housemaid. Tomorrow's world, tomorrow's horseshit, more like.
The other night, I watched Nigella Lawson and picked up a couple of good tips on baking bread. And in the process, I just about ripped my cock off.
Unlikely things for a royal correspondent to say.
There we see Prince Philip going over to talk to a man from China. This should be interesting.
And as Prince Philip cuts the tape to open this mental institution, the doctors have got him.
What a rugby commentator would never say.
And that is a massive tackle. I wish mine was like that. Oh, and it's bad news for New Zealand. Rugby doesn't matter.
Thick, muscular necks, broken noses, and powerful thighs. The rugby wives are minging.
This young man has a brilliant playing career ahead of him, followed by a bleak career as an after-dinner speaker before his suicide at 40.
The South Africans there, passing to their one black player, Johnny Token.